kind of naive woman that gets kind of turned out. I'm not saying that Drew is young and naive. I'm just saying that she knows how to pretend to be.
Say hi. Oh my God, is that Rory? I want to date with him before.
In the shop. Is he gonna get paid?
And
No, it didn't work out too well with her and Kenny. I don't know how good she is. I don't do crisis management. I'm a crisis all of my
You were questioning me about something you read on a blog about a young lady that filed a lawsuit against me. We're talking about it behind my back. I talked about it behind your back? Oh, let's talk about the that's happening right now. That did happen right now.
Some of the stuff was taken back at the reunion.
I didn't take him back. Whoever did, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
So you think we making it up?
Yes, I do.
Are capable of moving forward. So how are you doing a trip about healing and you can't heal your damn self?
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 10. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
All right, so it's Thanksgiving time. Everybody's over here with their family eating turkeys and ham and all the stuffing and all this and the third. So Drew and Ralph are basically hosting a kind of Friendsgiving brunch-ish. So Candy and Todd arrives there first, and then Courtney and Bryce come in, and then Candy's just shocked because she's like, oh wow, I'm just surprised that Bryce is with someone like Courtney. All the girls start coming in, and mind you, the guys are over here cooking. I'd be pissed, 'cause I'm just like, I'm going in there with the girls. I'm not about to be slaving over a stove, and then I'm going with the girls. Sorry. So Sheree basically, after everybody shows up, Sheree asks Kenya a question like, oh my God, Kenya, where's Roy? Where's your guy? Where's your guy? And she's like, yeah, he couldn't make it. It was what it was, yeah. And then Sheree wanted to be in the confessional throwing shade like, yeah, you know, Kenya said she loved her guy, all this, but we never see him. Sheree, but where's Martell? She's like, oh, he's sick, yeah. Just like how you were sick when you didn't show up the other time. My whole thing is, Sheree, don't throw any stones when you live in a paper thin house, please. Sheree has easy reads from the nose work, relationship with Martell, and she Bashim. Marla comes in with the chef.
Marlo has entered the building, and she has a guest.
Are you enjoying spending time with him?
You know what? I am enjoying it.
And, you know, I'm honestly shocked just because, you know, I thought Marlo would just swerve him. But, you know, she says she's interested in him and they're having a good time. So it was what it was. Candy brings up, like, you know, I know Scott Lee. We met at his restaurant. He's a nice guy. But, you know, Marlo has horror behaviors. So I wouldn't think that he would be her type.
Talking about she don't have sex and they gotta be spinning before she ever gonna do something. Horror behavior. Okay.
So, you know, Kenya asked Candy about, you know, Todd's movie. She was like, okay, well, where's my role at? Where's my cut? Like, you over here casting, like, what's going on with me? And then she's like, well, you know, we casted Drew.
You cast Drew?
So Drew actually landed the role of the leading lady, and Candy's like, well, you know, I feel like this role fits Drew perfectly. I feel like the girl is very young, dumb, and naive, and that's just Drew.
Naive woman that gets kind of turned out, and I'm not saying that Drew is young and naive. She knows how to pretend to be.
Oh, you know, Roy calls Kenya at the table, and Kenya's over here blushing like, oh my God, all this, right? So he says hi, blah, blah, blah. She then makes the mistake by turning the phone around to everyone. And then as Marlo's like, is that Roy? Like, I dated him before. So.
Oh my God, is that Rory? Don't tell me crazy. I know Rory. What are you doing? I want to date with him before.
Marlo's over here saying like she dated Roy before. And, you know, it was what it was, but it started a little bit mess because Kenya gets up, removes herself from the table, and go talk to Roy. In the midst of that, Marlo just like, yeah, we went on one date. He was in my DMs. It was nothing serious. It was just one date, blah, 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 blah. Right? So Kenya comes back and she says something shady about like, yeah, you know, it might have been one date, but he wasn't looking for her, so it was what it was.
I'm glad he realized it then and she wasn't the one, so he can date me, baby. baby. Yes. Thank you very much for showing him what not to do.
I'm happy it didn't go nowhere because it's not that deep to go anywhere, right? So Sheree brings up to Drew. She said, "Is that the chef that you got? Because the other girl's suing you."
And a chef. Is he gonna get paid? What are you talking about? On the internet, you brought somebody in as a chef, and then she ended up doing all this other work. What was it?
Drew was like, no, the girl, it's false allegations. It was a trial. It wasn't like anything serious. She was just wanting to make us food. She's suing us for $1,000. And everybody's like, $1,000?
How much is she suing you for? $1,000. Girl, bye. You want us just to help me $1,000?
Like, girl, you could have easily like pay her that. Like for me, as a working class, someone that works in corporate America, me, $1,000. I can see people getting their ass beat for $100. $1,000, you're probably right. But for the rich and wealthy and famous, I mean, you can just pay that and just so it won't get to the blogs and people try to make you seem like you're broke. And even Drew was like, okay, they try to make me seem like she buy, she don't pay.
But she's running to the media, she's doing interviews, so I see what it is. They're trying to make me look like Sheree, but let me tell you, she pays her bills.
That's not it. But Drew did feel some type of way about it. So there was some like weird little tension between Sheree and Drew, and then there was a weird tension between Courtney and Kenya.
It didn't work out too well with her and Kenny. I don't know how good she is. What, you went? No, I'm serious, yeah. I don't.
And Courtney says something because Kenya basically like dismissed her, and she was like, yeah, don't touch me, Courtney, don't touch me. She's like, and basically Courtney was like talking with her hands and da da da. So Kenya was like, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't want you to touch me.
I need you to keep your hands to yourself. I know you're touchy, but we're not there yet. I didn't touch you. No, you did 3 times. Yeah. I'm just saying, I would like you not to do that. That's all.
And then Drew pipes in like, she's setting a boundary. Just respect that she's setting a boundary. And it was nothing like serious, but. So the girls are ready to go to Portugal, and you could tell that people about to go on vacation when you see black girls in braids. Braids, clear sign they go on vacation. So they're in Portugal. It's beautiful. The girl, shout out to all the girls actually playing nice, and it seemed like they're actually, not in any drama. It's very light. Everybody's cool. No fussing. So Candy sounds like she has IBS. I have IBS, and what she was going through sounds like that. Maybe she don't. But girl, they said she had the bubble guts. She had the run. She was blowing the bathroom up sky high. So, they get to the hotel. The hotel is fab. They have like cocktails, mocktails, all this and the third. So shout out to Marlo and her confessional looks. I feel like Marlo's fashion is A1. Nice. So all the girls sit down and eat like breakfast and like fruit and stuff. Drew tells all the girls that, Ralph, he's actually in Vegas. And they're like, girl, he in Vegas, you ain't worried.
Check on Ralph. He's in Vegas, so still check on Ralph.
Oh, is
he's
he in
in Vegas
Vegas
on a work trip.
Are you worried about him in Vegas, girl?
And she's in her confessional. She's like, yeah, sometimes I do feel like I get worried about what he's actually doing, but it is what it is. So he's auditioning for like a role in like Chocolate City male stripper show.
So she was the one that suggested he audition. Whenever I go out of town, it probably subconsciously is something that happens where I'm like, what is he doing?
So the girls get to their room, and then all of a sudden we see Drew and Mayetta. They are talking and Mayetta and Drew are like enjoying the scenery, and she's like, do you know what's south from here? It's Africa. Drew's like, I have never been to Africa. I want to go to Africa so bad. I've been to South Africa, but I've never been to Africa. And I'm just like, at some point, did we learn the same curriculum? Because I feel like some of this stuff is just common sense. But give me Portia, right? Shout out to Mayetta also for having an orphanage in Africa. So hey, shout out to her. Drew talks to Mayetta about Sheree, and she was like, I don't like the fact that she brought up my lawsuit because she's trying to gag me. She could have said that like on the phone, call me personally, but she wanted to bring it up in front of the group. I just felt like it's disrespectful.
But Sheree brought up my whole lawsuit that's on the blogs, and I just felt like, girl, come on now. But then she tried to throw a little joke like, well, is this chef the guy chef that Ralph had? Well, is he gonna get paid?
At some point, I want people to stop being mad that we're bringing stuff to a group when you know that we're on a TV show. In real life, yes, but in this setting, girl, we're on a TV show. We're bringing stuff up. So Sonya talks to Marla about, the difference between Martell and Kenya's DMs and Roy and Marlo's.
DMs, and that was she. We just skirted past that. But when Martell was in her DMs, it was a whole situation.
Look, I didn't think me going on a date with Roy was a big deal.
Like, what's the difference? You want to get mad at Martell over here calling him this, that, and the third, but what about Roy? I mean, at some point, she does have a point. She does. Girls are getting ready for dinner, and you know, they're packed in the Sprinter. All the girls look good, but for me, Marlo looks drop dead gorgeous. Like, she looked fly, right? And they get to like this Mediterranean style place. The food looks really nice, and you know, everybody's ordering their drinks, bonding. But Courtney kicks it off because Sheree's like, you know, is there anything on anybody's heart? You know, I want this to be such a positive experience, but is there anything on somebody's heart? So Courtney's like, yeah, you know, Kenya, I felt bothered by your comment over here. You saying that I was touching you and violating your space. I just felt off by the comment.
So since we're talking about new things, though, Kenya, I just want to bring it up because I didn't know we had a problem until the other day.
I just feel like you give very much mean girl. Kenya's like, it's not the giving mean girl, it's me setting the boundary. And thank you, Drew, for basically bringing that up, that I'm setting my boundary. I agree that Kenya was setting a clear boundary saying, hey, do not touch me in this way because I felt like, you know, that you were very funny, lighthearted, but you became condescending, so I don't want you to touch me. My whole thing is, yes, she was setting a boundary, but I do feel like Kenya was being dismissive. Kenya was basically like telling her like, oh, don't touch me, and just dismissing her. But your perception of how she took it was like funny to condescending, but maybe that's how she is. I feel like they just need to get to know each other a little bit more because Kenya, you jump to conclusions.
I mean, Courtney, just to be transparent, the reason I asked you to stop touching me is because initially it was like, oh, girl, you know how, and you were laughing, and then it became very condescending.
And then Courtney, you didn't want to respect her boundary, right? So then all of a sudden, Sheree and Drew are over here talking about this lawsuit. But Sheree, here's the thing. You over here talk about you want to bring positivity, love, and light, but you are over here bringing up the bones, bringing the bone carrier, starting mess. So Drew brings up to Sheree.
My house, you were questioning me about something you read on a blog about a young lady that filed a lawsuit against me. Mm-hmm. Brought it up when I wasn't present.
Like, you know, I don't like the fact that you brought up my lawsuit in front of all the girls. And Drew says that, you know, at the end of the day, you're talking about me behind my back. Like, I don't like that. And she was like, you're not demonstrating loyalty or friendship. So Sheree's like, okay, but at the end of the day, you know, Sheree is never like a reader. She will reiterate the same thing you say.
Hold up. No. But did you not lie for you to apologize and own?
Okay, and I would like you to apologize and own it.
Okay, let's talk about one thing at a time.
So Sheree's like, you're not loyal. You're not a friend. And I'm just like, here the fuck we go. Like, at some point, Sheree, you got to, if you have a legit beef with someone, then it will make sense. I feel like Sheree be caught off guard every time, and she just reiterates the same thing they say. Sheree's like, at the end of the day, you lied on me at the reunion, say I took back all my stuff, and that's not what happened. Marlo got a lot of the stuff.
But did we not lie? But did we not lie about that? Who was there with me when I went on Dish Nation and talk about She by Sheree being confiscated after reunion? Yeah.
And Marlo's like, yeah, I did. But everybody else, like, they didn't get nothing.
Someone asked us to return the gear. That's a fact.
I never got a hat, a bag. I ain't getting nothing. I got at least 4 or 5 pieces.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if everybody's saying it happened, it probably did happen. So Sheree just like, I'm not in control of it. If they took it out, how was I supposed to know?
Some of the stuff was taken back at the reunion.
I didn't take it back. Whoever did, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
So you think we making it up?
Yes, I do.
Sheree, you're supposed to know because it's your brand. It's your clothes. You brought it. So how you going to sit up here and say that you didn't know?
Absolutely fucking not.
Irritating. That's why I say sometimes Sheree just gets on my nerve. And Drew won the conversation. Drew won. Drew cleared Sheree.
You just aren't capable of moving forward. So how are you doing a trip about healing and you can't heal your damn self?
I want to know that. Okay. I really want to know that.
Like, I feel like Sheree can never win an argument. Kenya was over here just like, at the end of the day, Sheree, Drew, I feel like Drew looks at you like a big sister. She looks at you like a big sister. And I actually agree with Marlo. She was like, okay, big sister, girl, bye. If it's big sister, it gives Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn. Yeah, it gives that because they haven't seen eye to eye since she been on the show. And all of a sudden, Drew gets upset, runs off, storms off crying.
You're Drew. Go take care of your guests. Oh, Lord. She wasn't crying, but your feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt too, Marlo. This is...
And I'm just like, okay, I'm confused. I just feel like it's probably going to lead off to like them just being cool afterwards, but it was just confusing. But y'all, that was Atlanta. I'm actually happy to see that the girls are actually getting along. Who knew? But it's not gonna last long because over here, Drew's over here kissing the kitty. So yeah, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.